Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another edition of Seeing Beyond and Through with Monty. Right before you is the actress Gabrielle Union. And I want to do a story on Miss Union because of an interview that she gave years ago. And to some extent, that interview bothered me. It bothered me because she was given a compliment. And the compliment that Gabby was given, she took the compliment and she threw it away. It was almost like she didn't believe that she was worthy of that particular compliment, of that particular praise, of that particular uplifting. And who did she give the compliment to? You guessed it, or maybe you didn't. None other than J-Lo. But before I go on, I want you to listen to just a small snippet of the interview.
Girl has been there.
And I'm sitting here thinking she's now the most flawless woman in the world.
Yes, we used to think it was J-Lo.
Yes,
We had her here.
I think it's J-Lo. I'm obsessed with Jen. Right? Yes. Jen is she not the most
she's
exquisite
gorgeous.
thing
She
ever?
are.
And
She-
she's so
she are
sweet.
gorgeous.
We love her.
She is. Well, congrats, by the way, on everything.
Thank you.
Okay, so that was a snippet from the interview. And you heard Gabby receiving a compliment from the host that she was the most beautiful that they had seen, the most exquisite. And one of them stated that she thought J-Lo was until she seen Gabby. Now, I found this to be very problematic. What I found to be very problematic, not the compliment, because compliments are okay, as long as they're not fake, phony, outlandish. And I don't think that was because it's not really a far-fetched to believe that Gabby would be better looking than J-Lo. Personally, I find Gabby more attractive, but I would tell you one thing. If you took off all the makeup off both of them, it is no doubt in my mind that Gabby would run circles around J-Lo without makeup. So, here's the problem with this. Knowing that black women in America get the worst coverage a lot of times. I mean, who's the most disrespected, neglected, unprotected woman in America? You can take the black woman on every poll except black men. She's the least attractive, the most desirable. She's not, but that's just in a racist society she is. But on all these polls right there. So Gabby, why would you want to take away someone's choice that they're stating that you're the most beautiful they've seen, exquisite, and they used to thought it was J-Lo until they seen you, and you throw it back at Jennifer Lopez? I'm going to tell you something about J-Lo. The one thing I like about her, she would not be so gracious. If someone told her that I thought Gabby was the most beautiful or exquisite until I seen you, she would just say what should be said, and that is a gracious thank you. She would never go back and say, well, I think Gabby Union is, or I think she is, or no, maybe that girl over there. She would never do that. Jennifer Lopez is not the best singer or dancer. If someone told her, I just think you're a great dancer, she would never go there and say, well, I think Beyonce's better. I think you're a great singer, J-Lo. She would never go there and say, well, I think Mariah Carey's better. She would just say thank you. I like that about J-Lo. I just think that black girls need strong role models. They don't need someone to be apologetic, who does not really embrace their beauty, who does not really look at themselves and think that they are beautiful, particularly a black female who is of a darker complexion. Does Gabby believe that Jennifer is more beautiful than her? Does she believe that J-Lo is more exquisite, more desirable? You know, that compliment that she threw back at JLo to me was uncalled for because really it was about her. It wasn't about Jennifer. That was directed towards her. And I just have a belief that when someone gives you a compliment and you correct them by saying, no, someone else is, to a degree, you're taking away their opinion and their choice as to what they see and how they believe. You know, we've got to stop looking to elevate other people, other groups of people who wouldn't elevate us. Sometimes when you just give it away, you elevate other groups of people, they don't really appreciate that a lot of times. And I find it to be very odd that Gabby did that because she comes off being very articulate. She's very well spoken. I mean, beautiful, beautiful skin, very clear skin, nice features, beautiful dark eyes. How can she not see herself as being beautiful? Why would you give the impression, or you didn't give the impression, you flat out said that JLo is? Not a good look at all. It really isn't. I have nothing against Jennifer Lopez. This is not to down her. It was just that Gabby was being uplifted, told that she was beautiful, that she was exquisite, and she throws it away to someone else who it really wasn't about. They just mentioned Jennifer Lopez's name in passing. That was it. And let me just tell you something. Back in the day, this is Pam Grier. Face, body, talent. You would never hear Pam Grier. I never met her, but I doubt seriously if Pam Grier back in the day, if someone told her, you're beautiful, you're the most beautiful I've seen, the most exquisite, sexiest, she would never say, no, I think it's Raquel Welch. I think Pam had the confidence to just keep it to where it belongs. And the shine was on her and no one else. So I would hope that people at certain times will keep others' names out of their mouths. And you got to be very cognizant of the time, the place, the country that you're in. Other groups like Jennifer Lopez, Latinas, they're going to be elevated. They will be uplifted. You just saying, well, thank you, and leaving it right there and not mentioning anyone else is not putting down anyone. But when you go and start saying, oh no, I think she is, to me it shows kind of a lack of confidence, a lack of, low self-esteem. That wasn't the time to bring up Jennifer Lopez, I feel. That was a time to be very selfish and keep the spotlight on you. If people see you beautiful, see you as being beautiful, let them think that. If that's what they believe, allow them to believe that. It's true. They're not lying. I think that we have to stop being so self-depreciating. Because, there are some people, other women of other groups, who do believe that they are better than black women. And what Gabby just did to me in that interview, it didn't help. It kind of brought into that stereotype that, yes, we are better. We're more beautiful. We're more desirable. We're more sexier. She's feeding ego and attitude in a negative way, in a conceited way. So in the future, if this may help anyone, if anyone is giving you a compliment, the simple thing to do is to just graciously accept it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen, that is another edition of Seen Beyond and Through. with Monty, and I'll see you beyond and through.